Anhui Province has experienced severe flooding, affecting thousands of people. From June 20 to 24, the region experienced two devastating floods. Local authorities urged residents to evacuate immediately. Many left their homes in the pouring rain, saving only the bare necessities. The cause of the disaster was the release of water from the Fengel Reservoir. On June 20, the water level in one village rose 4 to 5 meters in just a few minutes. Fortunately, the village chief noticed the danger in time and warned the residents, which avoided casualties. However, many vehicles were swept away by the flood. The agricultural losses were enormous. Fields turned into rivers and crops were completely destroyed. In Shikanti, out of 24 reservoirs, 20 exceeded the allowable level, which led to the flooding of 28 villages. More than 27,000 people were affected. Many houses collapsed. There are dead and missing. On June 23, the water rose again. Residents are desperate. 2 floods in 3 days seems unbelievable to them. Many wonder, is this a natural disaster or the result of human negligence? After the water receded, people returned to their destroyed homes. A supermarket owner found all her goods in disrepair, a year's worth of labor gone to waste. Another resident was surprised to find his pig alive on the roof of his house. A 67-year-old local resident said she had never seen such heavy rains. The June 20 flooding in Van Village was particularly devastating, with water rising from the river level to the roofs of houses in 8 minutes. Residents received no warning about the release of water from the reservoir. Many families were affected by the tragedy. Mr. Xi's parents were swept away by the flood on June 20 and have yet to be found. He saw his father trying to close the door of the house, but the water broke through the walls. The mother, who had recently undergone surgery, was unable to escape. Mr. Xi's wife miraculously survived by climbing up the chimney. In a neighboring house, a 48-year-old man tried to save his mother, but was himself swept away by the flood. Although he was a good swimmer, the force of the current was too great. His body was found the next morning. These tragedies show that what happened was not just a natural disaster, but the result of human negligence. The sudden release of water from the reservoir left no chance for people to escape. However, the authorities do not recognize their guilt and are not going to compensate the victims. Floods have affected not only Anhui. On June 24, a 1,000-kilometer band of rain formed from Yunnan Province to Zhejiang. In many regions, up to 250 to 270 mm of rain fell in an hour. The Meteorological Service declared a red alert level for the first time this year. Continuous rains led to overflowing reservoirs and massive flooding. Many cities were underwater, landslides and road collapses became more frequent. Dozens of people have died and the material damage is incalculable. In Changsha, Yunnan Province, on June 24, a record amount of precipitation fell in an hour. The city turned into a huge lake, with cars and motorcycles floating in the streets. The subway and underpasses flooded, and 2 lines had to be stopped completely. The water in some places reached people's chests. Local residents showed ingenuity. Someone moved on inflatable mattresses. Someone used plastic buckets as boats. In one store, hundreds of gas cylinders floated on the surface of the water while the owner tried to hold them back. There was a landslide in Yunnan Province that destroyed 4 buildings. 8 people were killed. The houses were built for migrants from dangerous mountainous areas, but no one warned the residents of the possible threat. After the water receded, residents of Huahua, Yunnan Province, took soaked furniture out into the streets to dry. Huge areas of farmland were flooded and crops were completely destroyed. The Xinanjiang Reservoir in Zhejiang Province has increased the release of water through 7 locks. This is the 8th time the locks have been opened since the reservoir was put into operation in 1959. The water level in the lower reaches of the river has risen 2 to 3 meters. Heavy rains also affected the city of Hangzhou. Due to waterlogging, the famous Lingyan Temple had to be closed to the public. The western lake was covered with dark clouds and churning waves. In the city of Misu, Guangdong Province, as a result of floods and landslides, killed at least 47 people. Locals say the real number of casualties is much higher, but authorities are hiding the true scale of the tragedy. After the waters came down, the streets turned into a mud mess. Garbage, furniture debris, and pet corpses covered everything around. Residents fear outbreaks of infectious diseases due to the unsanitary conditions. Many people lost everything they had gained through years of hard work. The owners of an ecotourism farm were pained to see 13 years of work destroyed overnight. The owner of a liquor store lost almost a ton of expensive alcohol. Guilin, Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, was hit by the worst flooding since 1998. Locals say the cause was the simultaneous release of water from 4 reservoirs without warning. People did not have time to evacuate and suffered huge losses. Experts believe that the frequent flooding in Guilin is due to the prioritization of tourism development to the detriment of the reservoir's flood control function. In addition, about 70% of reservoirs in China are outdated and pose a safety hazard. These tragic events show how important proper water management and timely warning of danger are to the public. There is a need to reprioritize the use of reservoirs and ensure transparency of information about possible threats. Thank you for watching this video about the devastating floods in China. If you like the material, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. We will continue to inform you about important events in the world. Take care of yourself and your loved ones and let natural disasters avoid you.